Okay. Hi, I'm Ocean. I'm a female to male transsexual. I just wanted to take the time and record this response to Jake's message. I thought it was, first of all, I'm not really sure what he was talking about. He seemed to be like beating around the bush about a particular issue that seemed to be of incredible importance to him. But it came off to me as bordering on bigotous. It may be different in San Francisco, but in Houston there aren't any clinics that you can just go to and get testosterone that day, like sight unseen, especially like, I don't know, if you walk in not dressed or whatever. That just seems like incredibly, first of all, if they're doing that, they're not working with the Harriet Benjamin Society. And I'm not sure how they continue to get away with that, but that's off to the side. I don't know what you guys are talking about all these trans people who, or these people who aren't trans, who decide that they're gonna, make a commitment to being trans, or to fucking... Actually, for me, it wasn't like a commitment. It was something that I always was, that I can't get away from, no matter how hard I try, and isn't going to change. And it was a process of coming to terms with that. When you say it's a lifelong commitment when you transition, well, for one thing, it's not. Once you transition, it's not like you have to stay in that gender criteria for the rest of your life. In fact, it probably is going to change the way you view yourself and the way you view everybody else. That's what living life is about. And that genetic males go through the same thing. When they're teenagers, generally they can be extremely homophobic, or afraid of being girly, or stuff like that, and then generally when they get older, that relaxes a little bit, and they can, some of them, if they do, can admit to liking things like Celine Dion, or things that are typically considered girly, cooking, but I think that's more pronounced in transsexual men, because it's such an issue. So anyways, as far as the whole phenomenon that's apparently going on in some parts of the country, where some people are considering transition and then stopping and deciding they want to be in the gender role that they were originally assigned, I think that's fine. What's the fucking problem? I mean, that's like basically restricting somebody's rights, to get pissed off at them for doing something that is basically experimentation. I personally only have heard of one person that decided to transition, and then went back and decided to live in the gender role that they were originally assigned. And I don't know if this person followed up on that decision or not. I know when I was first deciding to transition, I talked to this person, and they said because of religious reasons they had decided to live in the gender role they were originally assigned. And that was 10 years after they had transitioned. So they had lived their life for 10 years in a different gender role, and then decided, because they've been hanging out with some Christians and they liked the Christians, that what they needed to do for their lives was to retransition. I don't think that hurts the trans community. I don't think that that is going to hurt our rights. Another thing that I thought that, another message that I thought was coming across, whether he wanted this or not, I think that Jake's message came across as guys who are transgender never act girly their entire lives. They never wear dresses. They never dress in feminine apparel, and that sort of thing. Well, that's not true for everybody. It may be true for some individuals. It may be true for Jake. Maybe Jake never dressed in dresses or that sort of thing. Maybe he got to the point where he was like a teenager and was strong enough to say, you know what, I like this type of clothing, and I like to behave in this manner, and this is what I'm going to do. I personally was not. I went back and forth between acting very girly and dressing very girly, and dressing the way I was more comfortable, like a boy. And I just want to emphasize that point by showing you some pictures. This is me when I was 14. I don't know if, hopefully you can see that. That's when I was going through an androgynous stage. And this is me when I was about 19 years old on Halloween. And that's my daughter. She was about 6 months old. And this is me when I was 20 years old. That's at my sister's wedding. Okay, so you can basically see that in those pictures, I obviously was looking very feminine, and my boobs were, as Jake so eloquently put it, hanging out all over the place. But that doesn't mean I was any less a man in those pictures than I am right now. And in my opinion, and everyone I hang out with's opinion, I'm every bit as much a man as my brother, who was genetically born with a penis. So, those are just my thoughts. That's all I've got.